Okay, this video we're going to work on the collar, this portion here. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach here with a slip stitch at the end of that row where you left off. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to attach with a slip stitch right there, like so, and then we're going to chain one. Now with this row, all we're going to do is single crochet all the way around the outside, and then you're going to join and chain one at the end of the row. And then I'll come back once we get to that part. Okay, so now you created your single crochet all the way around the opening here, and then you joined it with a slip stitch and chained one. Okay, the next row you're going to do 2 single crochets in every stitch. I know it seems like a lot, but the purpose of this is to get it to kind of ruffle a little bit because we want it to flare. So it'll give it a little bit of a wave to the collar, and this is what's going to do it. So we'll go ahead and you're going to do, don't count this first stitch. You're going to crochet 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and you're going to do that all the way around the outside. Okay, so that's on this row. You're going to going to do 2 single crochets in each single crochet all the way around, and then you're going to join it and chain one, and then I'll be back when we get to the end of that row. Okay, in this portion, what we're going to do is we're going to we would have joined it and then chained one. Let me backtrack a little bit. I got ahead of myself. Okay, so then we chained one here. Okay, so you're going to count that first single crochet, and then you're going to single crochet again in the next chain, and then you're going to do a single increase in the third chain. So you'll do 2 single crochets, then a single increase in the third chain, all the way across from one side, one shoulder to the other. Basically, we're just going from here. If you just fold it, you're just going to go from here to here. You know, that back flap that we created before. So, and it's going to be from shoulder to shoulder, basically. So you're just going to eye this. There's no right or wrong way to do this. And then once you get to the other shoulder, then from there, you're going to single around back to the beginning. And then you're going to join and you're going to chain one. So that's 2 single crochets, then a single increase in the third chain. Then you do that all the way across the back of it, and then you're going to single across around the front, 1 in each all the way around on the front, and then you're going to join it, you're going to chain one, and then I'll meet you back here when we get to the end of that. Okay, I hope that wasn't too confusing. So basically what you have is now is something like that looks like this. You're going to have more ruffles on the back because we did those increases. Oops, let me get it so you can see it. This is basically what you're going to have. See how it's kind of wavy? You're going to have more of that wave in the back because that is where we did the increases. And like I said, there's no right or wrong way to do that. You didn't even have to do that. If you wanted to skip that row altogether, that's fine. Then you would just have this little bit of wave. But that's totally up to you. I just liked it because it made the collar flare up in the back, like you know how they wear the collars up. Anyway, so and then once you get to the end of the row, You're going to join with a slip stitch. You're going to chain 1. Now, row 4 and 5 is just going to be continuous rounds. It's going to be single crochet all the way around 2 rows, and then that's it. Then you're gonna join it with the slip stitch at the end of row 5. Leave a very long tail because you're going to use that to sew. You're going to use that to sew the front of the collar down before we stuff it. So you're going to use it to like sew it so that it's kind of wavy, but it's against the chest and it doesn't pop up like that. So we want it to stay down, but we want the back to stay up. Or you can just sew the whole thing down, you know, all the way around the back. But you're not gonna sew. You're just gonna do like a base stitch. You're gonna go in here, and then you're gonna come out like over here. But you know, when we go to get to sewing that, I'll add that in later. I do that once the head and everything is completed. That way I know how it's going to look, and then so just kind of hold off on that before you do that. But basically all you're going to do is you're just going to sew it. You're going to kind of base sew it through and make it a little wavy in the front to kind of give it a little fluffy ruffle feel to it, I guess. And then just leave the back alone, or you can do the same to the back. But anyway, in this next 2 rows, you're going to single continuous rounds all the way around the top for 2 rows. You're going to join it with a slip stitch, and then you're going to leave a very long tail for sewing, and then the collar's finished. I'll be back when we get it all done. Okay, we're at the end of row 5. Okay, so we just joined it with a slip stitch here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a very long tail. Okay, because we're going to use that to sew later. Then we're just going to pull it through. Okay, and voila, you are done. So now what you're going to do is you're going to use this to sew this down, but later on. Hold off for that until later, and I'll show you a quick, easy way to do that. So it's basically going to do that, and then you're going to secure this down, but you'll want to do it so that you got a little ruffle here, you know, and then the head will attach the head. But you don't need a really long tail, but you know, long enough to do some basic stitching through here to secure it down into place. Otherwise, it's going to flop up like this. Now you can make it like this all the way around if you like, you know, and just secure it down all the way around. But that's up to you. I prefer to have the back of it up a little bit and then just have the front down, and then the head will fit in. Then the head will go in here, and then we'll sew that in. But we'll finish stuffing the doll once we get to the arms. In the next video, I believe we're going to do the arms. So we're going to start on the arms portion, and that's it for the collar.